Howdy.
Hello,
My hair is a
Jason.
mess. Please excuse me.
Your
And
whole
I'm
body is
sparkly with
sparkly.
the
Yeah.
sparkly on my hair too.
Yeah.
Welcome. Howdy, everybody. I have to apologize. It's my third week in a row with no pen. So we're going to just be pointing and stuff. As it is, I've got to send it into HP and because it's under warranty.
Muriel
Liz
says
says hello.
hi.
So we
Hello,
see that.
Muriel.
If you're out there in Chatland and in YouTube land watching this afterwards, please hit a like and subscribe because it helps a lot.
Laura's here.
Laura's here and John has entered also. So this is who we've
Hello,
got with us
John.
tonight.
Hello.
So we've got me, Jason, Jonathan, Jonathan, and Colton. You guys got to change your name. You can't all have the same name. Why don't you give us
Most
your
people
Hebrew
call me
names?
John. Yehonatan.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well,
that's our names
What if I
when was a
change my
kid,
name to
everybody-
John so it's all three of us are? And
Yeah, we can all be John.
Confusing.
Ooh, one of you should be John the Revelator, and one should be John the Beloved.
The Baptist.
The John that too.
Yeah. Yeah. John, were you saying something? You had an idea?
When I was a kid, they called me by my last name. I was always Leifer. Hey, Leifer. So
Leifer.
Leifer.
It's
So
EI, right?
L-E-I. I know it should be Leifer. Believe me, I've gotten that all my life.
Yes, we got Leifer and
You
Beck.
call me Leifer. Go ahead.
call him
He
Beck.
even parenthesized his name.
I didn't
I
do
did.
that. It just happened. There you go.
Really?
I did it.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah. So welcome aboard, everybody. This is our weekly session in which we follow along with the Torah portion of the week. I will remind people, let me, I guess, put a link up there. Let's see. Readings. Oh, I don't have one. If you would like to follow along, you've got, here, I'll put a link. thehebrewcafe.com/readings. Okay, so if you go to this, thehebrewcafe.com/readings, you will find the reading schedule that we are following. That is, I'll be able to show it over here on screen in just a second. It's a PDF, and it's going to look like this baby right there. So it's the Torah portions for 2025 and 2026. Today is December 15th, so we are... 15th?
Wow.
Not December. It's January 12th. Oh, my goodness. We're on Va'era, which is this one, Va'era. Exodus 6, 2 to 9:35. We are going to be doing the first reading of it. That is the first aliyah, which is Exodus chapter 6, verses 2 through 13. So you can access that again with that link. Looking at the presentation that I've got up here, we are on Parashat Va'era. Okay, we're meeting on Mondays at 5 o'clock. That's right now. These are the folks who generously contribute to the Hebrew Cafe through patreon.com. If you're able to, I would really appreciate it. If you can't, I understand. We do provide this stuff for free. So please follow along and subscribe to the channel so that you'll be able to get updates and know what we're doing and when. This is the text of Exodus chapter 6 verses. Actually, this is verse 1 through 13. This is I added the first verse because it's just kind of smart. Why not have the first verse added? I don't know. Why start on verse 2? But the passage does start on verse 2. If we want to look quickly at verse 1 before we do verse 2, so here is verse 1. It just says, Vayomer Adonai leMoshe, Ata tir'eh asher e'aseh leFar'o, ki v'yad chazaka yishalchem, u'v'yad chazaka yigarash me'amso. Yeah, this is verse 1. That's not part of the parashah. It actually breaks an entire parashah on one verse. I don't know why. It says, the Lord said to Moses, now you will see what I will do to Pharaoh. Because it looks like key here is kind of like so that. It's a bit different, but I would go with so that he will send them out with a strong hand, and with a strong hand he will expel them from his land. Legaresh, this word here, hold on, let me get a pointer. Don't have a pen. So this word right there, Yagaresh, is the word used for what happened to the Jews when they were expelled from Spain. Legaresh, Gerush Sfarad, the Spanish expulsion of the Jewish people in 1492. And this word, Leshaleach, means to send out or to send away. It's the piel of Lishloach, send. So with that, we will start the Torah portion, which starts in verse 2. And I'll just keep an eye out on the screen to make sure that nobody else joins us. If anybody does, I'll pull them up on the screen. Semi-invisible, yes. No, I will say sparkly. I'm sparkly today. Yeah, I don't know. It's picking up on hints of green, I guess, and blocking them out because I've got a green screen. But it's very cool. Anyway, who wants to start us out on our reading of the parashah?
Let's just move down the screen. I'll go if you
Yalla.
already went. All right. Vayedaber Elohim el Moshe, vayomer elav ani Adonai. Very nice, very straightforward.
Mm-hmm. It's
God
actually more
spoke to
useful than some of the
Moses.
later verses in the chapter because it actually has content, right?
Yes, God
Ani
spoke to
Adonai.
Moses, and he said to him, I am Adonai, or I am Yahweh.
All right. So we know in chapter 3 that God appeared to Moses in the burning bush, and Moses said, I'll go to the people, and then they will say to me, who has sent you? What am I supposed to tell them? And then he says, tell them, Adonai has sent me to you. After he went through the whole, I will be what I will be, or I am what I am. He said, tell them, Adonai, or Yahweh, has sent me to you. And now he comes to Moses, and he says to him, I am Adonai. This is me. All right? Good. Colton, grab us up on verse 3.
וארא אל אברהם, אל יצחק ואל יעקב באל שדי, ושמי אדוני, לא נודעתי להם.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so he starts the phrase out, Ani Adonai, and then he says, Va'era.
I was revealed, to Abraham.
How about I appeared?
I appeared to Abraham.
Connect this together. Ani Adonai.
And he said to him, I am the Lord. And I appeared to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as El Shaddai, or in the name.
Okay, so basically he's saying, this is my name. I am Yahweh, but I appeared, this is contrastive, but I appeared in the name of El Shaddai.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ushmi Adonai, or my name is Adonai. And my name Adonai was not known to them.
Okay, so if it's my name wasn't known, then this should be in third person, masculine singular, to match Shmi. Okay.
Oh, I did not make
something
myself
weird going
known.
on.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I did not.
Yeah.
I did not make myself. My bad. Sorry. I just. Yeah.
Mhm.
Did not make myself known to them in my name.
I was not known to them. My name Adonai. Right? That it says here that God revealed himself to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob by the name of El Shaddai, which actually was the name of the common name of a Canaanite deity, El Shaddai, like El Elyon and such. But he never revealed himself as Adonai. But we do see in the stories of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that he spoke to them and said, I am Adonai, and blah, blah, blah. So there's a contrast here, something that they're trying to draw a line. Anybody want to discuss that? Like, why is he saying here, I was known to them as El Shaddai, but I wasn't known to them by my name, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. Do you think there's a reason? There's something behind this? What's going on? Or do you just not care?
I'm sure that my professor would say that there's some political reason why one name took over the other.
And I'm sure
And
my
gain.
rabbi would say that there is some religious exegetical reason for this, but I just think it's ridiculous to try to, to try to explain that away is, it's just an obvious.
What if we just understood it that there are different sources to the text, like that in some sources, like he's known as El Shaddai or Elohim, and then it became an issue, a term of revelation, that he came to be known as Yİğᴡğ. And the sources weren't ever scrubbed to the point of erasing the name completely. I don't know. Tai says possibly one reason, juxtaposition to assumptions about other gods and a reminder this is not them. It's certainly true that it was important to actually give God a name in the text, because otherwise you say, like in English, you say, God does this and God does that and God did this. But when you're trying to convey that to another person, what God are you talking about? Because everybody says God and they refer to their God as God.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine that everybody's talking about the same thing when they say God. So
in
giving
fact, I
them
think
a
most
name,
people would vehemently say that I am not referring to the same thing as God from one religion to the next. But
anyway, it's an interesting
input,
text.
Ty.
This chapter 6 of Exodus presents an issue for interpreters, for sure. We are going to enter into a string of expressions here, not this verse, but in a couple of verses, that use the vekatal in the first person. And I hope that will convey to the viewer, person who's viewing now or viewing later, the feeling of the vehalachti, all of these things that pull the accent to the end. You can feel the difference with I will do it from halachti, I went. Halachti, I will go. We'll see in a minute. Right now, we haven't got to that verse. We've got a standard one with the past tense. So, John, Leifer, you want to read that?
V'gam hakimoti et briti itam latet lahem et eretz Canaan et eretz Megurehem
Megurehem.
Asher Garu Bo.
Accent Garu.
Garu Bo. Vo.
Va. Va.
I'm sorry. Va.
Asher Garu Va. If you were like analyzing it and giving the vowels lengths, short or long, this one is long or short. Megurehem. Megurehem. Is that long or short? The gu.
I'd say that's long.
It sounds long.
First of all, the accent
is long.
there.
It would be normal to write a vav in here. Megurehem, a vav with shuruk. But this is just written this way because the vav wasn't included. Right? But this is, as far as length and everything, it's the same as shuruk. Okay? What's the verse mean? V'gam hakimoti itam. And tell us who itam is.
Itam. So I stood up, I established my covenant with them, the Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, etc. To give to them the land of Canaan, a land, a dwelling place. What do I have there? In which they would take up residence, or they would sojourn there.
Yeah, the land of their sojournings.
Sojournings. Yeah.
Asher garu ba, which they dwelt in. Okay, this word megurehem or megurim, eretz megurim, also appears in the beginning of the story of Joseph. So it's connecting this to that Canaan is the land of the dwelling of the fathers, that is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and then Joseph was the one who left. But the beginning of the story of Joseph starts also with this eretz megurim, land of sojourning.
So it wasn't their land yet. It was just the land that they were passing through, that they were residents alienated.
I think in the beginning of Joseph's story, it says Eretz Megurei Aviv. That is the land of his father's sojournings. And then Joseph was taken out of the land into Egypt. Okay, great. But this land that they were sojourning in, God promised to give it to them and also to the seed later on. Okay, verse 5 says, V'gam, ani shamati et na'akat b'nei Yisrael, asher Mitzrayim ma'vidim otam, va'izkor et briti. Because he says, I set up my covenant with them, as he established it with them. And then later when the people are crying out from their slavery in Egypt, I remembered my covenant. Which covenant? The covenant he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to give them that land. So if they are being enslaved in Egypt, they obviously haven't taken possession of the land. And he remembered his covenant that he needs to bring them into the land to establish it again, to give it to them. Okay, so, and as for me also, as for me, this ani is emphatic, because you don't need it. You could say gam shamati et na'akat b'nei Yisrael, but he says ani shamati. I myself heard the na'aka. There are a lot of words we're going to see in this passage for outcry or crying out or whatever. So we've got sa'aka and za'aka and na'aka, and there are a lot of other words also that we're going to see. This is the first one that's given in the text. I have heard the outcry of the sons of Israel. Is this the word that's given? I think
groaning.
Yeah, groaning. Like we also have the word for sigh, anacha, anchat. We've got a lot of words for this. God hears the noises that they're making, and this is relevant in the passage. So I heard the groaning or the crying out of the sons of Israel, whom is otam with asher. This is the resumptive pronoun here. That Egypt making them work them, making work them. The them makes this whom Egypt are putting to work. Ma'avidim otam, making them slaves. And I remembered my covenant. This is the vayiktol, so it's a past tense. Va'ezkor, and I remembered my covenant. Okay, I heard their noises, I heard their grumblings, and I remembered my covenant. All right, Jonathan. Beck.
Lachen emor livnei Yisrael, ani Adonai v'hotzeti etchem.
This is where this pattern begins. Okay, so we're going to listen for this v'hotzeti, v'itzalti, like all these things. Ga'alti, all the T is stressed on these words, right? So start again right there.
V'hotzeti etchem mitachat sivlot Mitzrayim, v'hitzalti etchem me'avodatam, avodatam, v'ga'alti etchem bizroa natuya uvishvatim gedolim.
All right. Let's just feel that again. Hotzeti etchem, v'itzalti etchem, v'ga'alti etchem. All of these, the stress is pulled to the end, right? Normally it'd be hotzeti, hitzalti, ga'alti. But now it's hotzeti, hitzalti, ga'alti. And all the stress is marked on the end of those words. It's a nice string, and it will continue into the next verse. All right, what's it mean?
Therefore, say to the sons of Israel,
And what is
I
this
am
mole?
what? That's an
What is a mole?
imperative.
Yeah, imperative.
Call imperative. Therefore, say to the Israelites, to the sons of Israel, to the Israelites, I am Yahweh, or I am Adonai, and I will bring them from under the
Them would be otam, wouldn't it?
bring you. Sorry. Yep.
I will bring you out.
From under the burden of Egypt.
All right.
And
I would take sivlot as like the oppressions, the sufferings, the things that they are making you suffer. Right? The word lisbol is to suffer.
Slavery.
Is it
Burden,
slavery?
compulsory service.
Burdens,
Yeah, burden,
yes.
compulsory service.
Yeah, but it's in the plural. Right?
Yep. The slave. Okay, the slaveries.
The burdens.
What does this
the
say?
oppression.
Under the labors. That works.
Not really labors. Labors is over here. Labor.
I wonder what all these different translations treat this as. Anyway,
Well, from I have translations. The translation I have of this is
burden bearing.
It's from the noun savla, feminine plural, burden, arduous labor.
All right.
Yeah.
Sivlot Mitzrayim v'yitzalti etchem me'avodatam.
And I shall rescue you from the services, from the slaveries,
From their service.
from their services.
Meaning from serving them. Okay.
And I will redeem them.
Not them.
I'm sorry, redeem you. I don't know why I keep saying them. I will redeem you, Bizroa, from the by the what? Okay.
So the be is instrumental. How will we do it? I will do it with zroa netuya.
A seed of something.
Not zera, zroa.
Zoroa. Well, shoot.
We need a reminder of the parts of the body.
An arm. Yes.
Okay.
I did remember that. I didn't have to look that up. You gave me a hint.
Yeah. Well, let's explain it real quick. So the arm is the whole thing, right?
And then the tuya
from the
is
shoulder.
The
shoulder is katef, and the finger is etzba. Okay, the whole thing is called yad. From shoulder to finger, yad. We normally think yad means a hand, but it's really the whole thing. Like this is the hand. This is all of this is the hand. Yad. The hand itself is called kaf yad. Kaf yad. That's this part. Kaf yad. From here, the finger to the elbow has a name. What is that?
Is that the Zoroa?
No, it's the word for cubit.
It's a measurement. It's used for measurement. It's called amma.
Amma?
Yes, amma. Amma is from the finger to the elbow. Again, kaf yad. Okay, that's the end of it. Specifically, this side of it is called gav yad. That's the back of the hand. And kaf yad is technically the palm, but it's used for the whole hand. So this is amma to the elbow. From the elbow to the shoulder is zoa. Zoa. That's the upper arm. The upper arm is used in word pictures like this because if you ask somebody to flex their hand, the yad is a yadayim yeshlo. What's he going to flex for you? His bicep. The bicep is considered the strongest part of the arm. So when it says bizroa netuya, it means with a strong upper arm, with a strong arm or hand. You call it a strong arm or strong hand, but it's talking about this part right there, that you'd use your strength whenever you do it. So that's how it works as far as what he's saying. Zroa netuya, natui means stretched out. stretched out arm. He reached out his arm to take his people, and he grabbed hold of them and pulled them back to himself. So he's using the strength of his arm to pull his people out of Egypt. Okay, and finally, uvishvatim gdolim,
And great judgments.
and great judgments. And these refer to the plagues. That's what he's using to bring his people out of Egypt, right? All right, Colton, sorry to usurp the time of your verse, John.
That's all right.
ולקחתי
So
אתכם,
number
ולקחתי אתכם לי לעם, והייתי לכם לאלוהים. וידעתם כי אני אדוני אלוהיכם, המוציא אתכם מתחת סבלות מצרים.
Yes.
And I will take you all for myself for a people, and
That's
I will be
that's
for
the
you.
same expression that's used for marriage, isn't it? ולקחתי אותה לי לאישה, I will take her to me as a wife. Here he says, I will take you to me as a people. It's kind of wedding language.
And I will be for you for God.
I will be God to you. Like I
Yeah.
will become your God.
Yeah, the lamedative product, famous.
Because God is a product. Everybody
Yep.
produces.
Well,
things.
to make something into something else, yes.
Oh, I thought it had to do with people making up, inventing gods.
And you will know that I am the Lord your God, the one who brought you from under.
So let's get rid of the copula
oppression.
here. Let's get rid of the copula here. This
I,
let's
the
take
Lord.
as what's it? It's in apposition. I, the Lord your God, am the one bringing you out.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I, the Lord your God, is the one bringing you. I'm the one bringing you from under the burdens of the Egyptians.
Yeah.
Of Egypt.
Of Egypt. So we continued this. ולקחתי אתכם לי לעם והייתי לכם לאלוהים. Why is this one הייתי, not הייתי?
Because
Like
it's third
לקחתי.
hey.
Third hey, the third hey, and also many times the third aleph will ignore this rule of pulling the accent to the end. All right, but we do have a third aleph in the next word that does allow the accent to pull. Okay, so Leifer, what you got there?
Hold on, so we're on. Sorry. Veheveti.
Okay, the accent is
Veheveti.
Veheveti.
Veheveti etchem el haaretz asher nasati et
Nasati.
Nasati. There's two accents, though. There's an accent on
Right.
the C.
This accent is called
Garish?
Pashta Katon Pashta. Pashta is post positive. You see that it's not even over the yod.
Yeah.
It's after the yod. So Pashta is a post positive accent, but it's rewritten on the accent on the place of the accent, unless it's on the last syllable. So it's written here, but it marks the stress here. As opposed to this symbol, which looks the same, this is not Pashta. This is Pashta. This is Kadma. Kadma does not, it's not post positive. It goes on the accent, on the syllable itself.
So what purpose does the post-positive accent serve if the accent is marked?
Well, look at this one. This is Pashta. See how it's after the mem, not over the mem?
Yeah.
It's post-positive. But here it does mark the stressed syllable. It would normally be over the kaf if it were marked.
Okay.
But it's post-positive only if there is something other than the ultima, if another syllable is stressed, then this one will be rewritten on it.
Okay.
So it
when you
does mark
see that,
stress. Mhm.
so when you see that, you put the accent on the syllable where the second one is, but to show that.
It's just that pashta is post-positive. It goes on the end, but if the stress is not on the end, then it's rewritten. So like this phrase here is munach, pashta, zakef katon. So it's sung as mapach, pashta, katon. You say veheveti etchem el haaretz. So it's munach.
Okay, so but keep going.
katon.
What would it be?
And then
So,
this is again
haaretz
munach.
asher.
This is munach, pashta, katon. It's the same phrase. Asher nasati et yadi.
All right, so the accent is on the.
Asher nasati. It's right there.
Okay, so it's on the second syllable.
Yes, whereas this one is veheveti etchem. It is stressed on the chem, but in this case, it's stressed on the sa because it's repeated.
Okay.
But the kadma is not repeated. Kadma is actually on the tone.
All right. Nasati et yadi latet ota leAvraham liYitzchak uLyaakov v'natati ota lachem morasha ani morasha. Yeah, I could see it. I just can't say it for some reason. Morasha ani, and I'm just going to go with Hashem because that's the name. Ani Hashem.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Ve'veti etchem el haaretz. I will bring you to the land. Asher nasati et yadi. What is nasati et yadi?
Nasati. Hold on. I'm sorry. Nasati. That I swore.
Yeah, it means I swore, but it's not literal. Like this is a visual picture of swearing. When somebody goes
so that I lift my hand or something.
Yes. When I lifted my hand, I raised my hand. What do you ask somebody to do when they're swearing into an office or into a court? You say, please raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. So he's swearing by raising his hand.
So
Asher nasati et yadi. I raised my hand. Latet otam ota laAvraham liYitzchak v'leYaakov. So I raised my hand to give it to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, meaning that I swore.
And I will give it to them, morasha, as a possession. I am.
It's from the word. Yeah, it's from the word yarash, right?
Is that an inheritance?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Morasha ani. I don't know.
Not morasha, morasha.
Morasha.
Yeah. Good. Instead of saying nasati et yadi, I raised my hand. There's the normal expression for I swore appears a lot. I swore to give the land to them. What is it, Jonathan?
Nishbati.
Yes, nishbati in the nifal, related to the root for shvu'ah, an oath. Okay, good. So we continued this. Veheveti etchem. Okay, v'natati ota. Right, all those the v'katalti, the stress on the end of the word. That was a beautiful section of verbs because it gave us so many opportunities to hear the movement of that stress. All right, and with that, and that we come to we're out of the God speaking. We're out of the the period where the time of God's speech in that passage. So it's no longer I will do, I will do, I will do. Now we've stepped out of the direct quote and we're coming back into the narrative. וידבר משה כן אל בני ישראל, ולא שמעו אל משה, מקוצר רוח ומעבודה קשה. I think that there is a very important principle taught of the grammar in this passage. So not really grammar, but the use of the min prefix, the min preposition. So it says Moses spoke, right? This is the most common thing in the whole Bible. Vayidaber Moshe. Moses spoke thus. This is how Moses spoke to the sons of Israel. That is, whatever God had told them to say just above, that's what he said to them. That's the ken, means thus, in this way. Velo sham'u el Moshe. They did not listen to him. They listened, sham'u. Lo sham'u, they did not listen, el Moshe, they didn't listen to him. Okay? Why did they not listen to them? Now, the min prefix, the min preposition, will give us many times the reason for something. Okay? So in this case, it's giving us the reason why they didn't listen. They didn't listen out of kotzer ruach, means that they didn't have patience, because ruach is the idea of breath, and kotzer is short of breath. It doesn't mean shortness of breath, really. It means shortness of spirit, meaning that you just don't have the energy to listen to someone. You don't have the patience. You don't have the spirit for it. So you don't do it. Because why were they impatient? Because they were working so hard. Their labor was so difficult and they had to give all their time to it. They just didn't have the patience to listen to him. Okay, so kotzer ruach, this is impatience. Umei avodah kasha. May means because of, and because of hard work, hard labor. So they didn't listen to him because of impatience and because of their hard labor. So they just, Moses came and he said all these things and they're just like, God, leave us alone. We're too tired. We're working too hard, you know? All right, verse 10. This is the most useless verse in the whole passage. So,
וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור.
Okay, so it's a whole verse which just says God spoke and doesn't tell us what he said.
That's right.
And there's no progression of the story, right? All right, why didn't they attach that to the following verse?
I don't know.
Yeah. So we only have 3 verses left. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, we've got 3 verses left in this aliyah, and that just wasted a whole verse. Can you believe it? So we've got 3 verses left, and Jonathan, you did 10. Why don't you go ahead and do 11, and then Colton will do 12, and John will bring us into 13. That will be the end of the aliyah. And then I won't feel like you wasted your reading turn on Vayidaber Adonai el Moshe lemor.
בוא דבר אל פרעה מלך מצרים וישלח את בני ישראל מארצו. So I guess it's come, I guess. Come, speak
but
to
it really
Pharaoh.
means go, doesn't it? Doesn't
Yeah,
it really
you would think you would think it does, but it says come. So come now, speak to Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, so that he may send the Israelites from his land.
It's kind of funny because remember there's the verse that says Lecha v'nelcha beit Adonai, something like that. Let's look at that one, because it's funny that come is used whenever many times the word go is used for the meaning come. I thought it was lecha v'nelcha. Let's see, lecha nelcha maybe. Maybe there's some mark in between it. Let's just look for
The
nilcha.
Legacy Standard Bible keeps come, and the NRSV says go.
Yep.
Yep.
It's really funny that sometimes what we think of the word come, like bo, is actually used for the meaning of go. And what we think of as go is used as an encouragement for come, let's do this. Okay, there we go. It's not lech, but lechu. Lechu v'nelcha ad haro'eh. Okay, come, let us go to the seer. Let's go talk to the
Ty
seer.
has a great compliment for us. We should look at it. The stream is pure gold. I'm thankful to have heard this. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Ty. We love you too.
Thank you.
Yes.
This is the verse that I was thinking. Beit Yaakov lechu v'nelcha be'or Adonai. House of Jacob, come, let us go in the light of the Lord, or let us walk in the light of the Lord. Right? It uses lechu as come, but we would think it means go. And so we shouldn't be too much of sticklers when we see bo daber el paro. Just take that as go. Go speak to Pharaoh. Because the direction isn't so important. Ty, I appreciate that because, we try to do our best to make this worth your time. We want people to learn stuff in Hebrew. All right, so Colton, Jonathan, did you want to say? Oh, you should say more. I was going to say, did you want to say more about that? But you should say.
I
something
should
about
say
this.
something about the V'yiktol. So purposed in order that so that I might send them, or send the Israelites from his land.
Not I.
So
'Cause
that
that would
he
be
might.
Ve'esh
Sorry.
Shalach.
Yeah. So that he might send from
Yeah,
his
so
land.
let's talk about why it says V Shalach. V Shalach. Where's that V come from? Because that sounds really fun.
Two consecutive shavas would lengthen.
Yes.
V'yishlach would become v'shalach.
The rule of
Rule of
the
Shva.
rule of Shva. Right.
One of the many.
Yeah. The rule of Shva is if you have two vocal Shvas up against each other, there's going to be some kind of resolution. That something is going to happen to break those two Shvas. So let's map it out exactly what's going on, because this is kind of we will put this as SBL, because SBL is pretty for you guys. SBL, right? Okay, so ve plus Yeshalach. Why is it Yeshalach?
I don't know exactly.
It's Pierre.
Oh yes, right.
Yishaleach is also Yishalach. Okay, so when we've got that ve with ye, we can't have these two vocal shvas together. The first one, according to the rule, changes to hirik. And when you have hirik with yod and then a shva after it, it's just e. So we don't need to write that second shva, and it goes away. Vi shalach. What's another example of something where this happens?
V'Yerushalayim.
I'd say yes. Yerushalayim.
Very
Okay.
good, John.
Yerushalayim. Okay. Right. So when we have and Jerusalem, the vav becomes it takes a chirik and this disappears. V'Yerushalayim and Jerusalem. Another example would be Yehonatan, your guys' name. Yehonatan, Jonathan. Yehonatan. Okay, if we put vav in front of it, it changes to chirik and the yod disappears. V'Yehonatan. What is a good proof that the tetragrammaton is not really pronounced like Nehemiah Gordon says? Yehovah, that's what he says. When we put vav in front of it, we should see, if we're talking about this, it would be ve Yehovah, would be V'Hovah, right? That's how it should be pointed if the Masoretes really intended us to read it as that. So what do we actually see in the text? We see patach most of the time with meteg. Why? Because these are the vowels of Adonai. The vowels of Adonai are such that we would expect like this, but with this specific case, the aleph quiesces and it becomes Vadonai with meteg. And so these exact vowels are copied onto the name of Yud-He-Vav-He, and it is not that the Masoretes intended us ever to read this as Yehovah. So when people say that, they are wrong. They are wrong. And that's a good evidence. But that's my soapbox for the day. That this rule of Vishalach proves wrong the claim that Yud-He-Vav-He is Yehovah. Right? בוא דבר אל פרעה מלך מצרים וישלח את בני ישראל מארצו. Speak to him that he send, that he would send, that he should send. This is jussive or subjunctive. Okay, good. Colton, you've got 12, and then John will have 13, and that will bring us to the end.
וידבר משה לפני אדוני לאמור, הן בני ישראל לא שמעו אלי, וישמעני פרעה ואני ארע שפתיים.
You keep getting this verse, right?
Yeah.
I think you got it yesterday when we were reading together, and you got it today when we were preparing.
Both times today, yeah.
Yeah.
And Moses said, Moses said,
spoke. Moses spoke before the Lord.
Spoke, yeah. See, that makes more sense. Moses smoked before smoke. Lord of mercy.
Moses smoked before the Lord,
Might have
and
done
the
that
Lord
too.
said, "No smoking." So, who is the Lord? The Lord is Robin Williams, because in Good Will Hunting, the second time he met Will, they're sitting in his office, and Will pulls out a cigarette. The second time they're in the office, he pulls out a cigarette to smoke, and Robin Williams says to him, "No smoking." That's the first thing he said, and he sat there for an hour and didn't say anything else.
Okay, so Moses spoke before the Lord, saying,
Yeah.
If the children of Israel did not listen to me, then how will Pharaoh listen to me? And I, maybe four in this case, but am of
Or though I,
circumcised-
how will he listen to me even though I am?
Yeah, uncircumcised of lips.
Moses was saying that he has duck lips, right? His lips are not circumcised.
Yeah, when we were. No, I was just gonna say when we were reading yesterday, you and me, I pointed out the particular idea of being tongue-tied, that one of the translations that we looked at, and the idea of
poor
having
speaker.
having a
speech
cleft
impediment.
tongue, and where they have to sometimes cut the tongues. It just makes me wonder. I know it says lips. One of those
I think
things.
also it's the idea that if you go to speak before the king, you should be someone who uses polished speech. You cut, if you a vulgar person just spews out of their mouth whatever they want to say, but a person who presents himself well prunes his words. He cleans up his speech, and he's saying that I'm a person who speaks like an idiot. I don't clean up what I have to say.
Yeah, it's interesting because you'd imagine if he was around the previous Pharaoh or the Pharaoh, the one that sought his life, he would know how to do that by now. He had 40 years.
You would think so. He would have had the training of the language of Egypt.
Yeah.
And you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
It just leads me to think that it is a physical. I say that to say, of course, this is like my headcanon.
Physical
right?
impediment.
Yeah, it's a physical impediment. Yeah.
What do you take of the word hen?
Yeah,
Many
so
times hen
translated-
means he, right?
Yeah, usually it's either a pronoun or it is a
The third
shortened
feminine
version of
plural,
"ine."
right?
Yeah, but
The
here
third
it's
feminine plural pronoun. So sometimes the word hen is used as like if this or whether this or
Yeah.
whether that. Whether
it's the
this or
standard
whether
word for if in Aramaic.
that.
Yeah. So
So this is an
instead of-
Aramaism.
yeah.
No, I don't think it is, but Hebrew shares a lot of things with Aramaic.
Well, yeah. Well, it could just be an older form that like preceded.
Yeah.
It could be an older form that Aramaic pulls on that dropped out of Hebrew for the most part. Like during
And maybe there's not such a bad idea of Aramaic coming into it, because really, if Moses spent time in Midian, and we're supposed to believe he was there for 40 years, I think Midian was already speaking Aramaic, weren't they?
I wouldn't know.
Remember when
I think
Jacob
so.
was coming back? Jacob was coming back, I think. He set up the separation between himself and Laban, and he called it
Right.
I think
Yes. Okay.
he called it Gilad or something, and
Mhm.
Laban called it something in Aramaic.
Yeah.
So I think that
Huh.
Midian was already dealing in
interesting.
Aramaic. Yeah. So it wouldn't be a terrible thing to think that he would have taken a word from Aramaic.
My father was a wandering Aramean, probably has something to do with that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the shared culture.
But he's saying,
that a
if
little
it's the
personal
case
history?
that the children of Israel didn't listen to me,
That's
how
what
is he gonna
Abraham's
listen to
father.
me?
Not Colton himself, not Colton's father.
Yeah. Right.
Abraham's father.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Verse 13 is our last verse for the day. Why don't you give it to us, John?
Okay. Vayedaber Adonai el Moshe ve'el Aharon vaytzaven el bnei Yisrael ve'el Paro melech Mitzrayim lahotzi et bnei Yisrael me'eretz Mitzrayim. And God said to Moses and to Aaron, command them, the children of Israel, and Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to send out the children of Israel from the land of Egypt.
All right. Just looking at the accents real quick. What's something you notice about this one and this one and this one?
They're all at the end.
They're all post-positive. Yeah, they're placed at the end. They're not placed over the consonant that would bear the stress. In this case, it would be the consonant here. This the vav, if it were written over it, would make sense. In this case, over the resh, and in this case, over the vav. But the accents are moved to the end there. This means that if another syllable were to be stressed, they would be rewritten over that syllable. If it's not the ultima, then it would be copied. Like the segolta here would be moved and placed over the aleph if that were the stressed syllable. But if it's the last syllable, it's not rewritten. Okay, that's how the post-positive accents work. Okay. All right. This verse is also a little strange because the he commanded them, writes of them. This is from Tziva in the PL. He commanded. Tziva utam. But the El here is kind of strange. Vaytzavem el bnei Yisrael ve'el Paro melech Mitzrayim lehotzi et bnei Yisrael. Like we would normally leave these whole clauses out. And we would say he commanded them to bring out the children of Israel from Egypt, right? God spoke to Moses and to Aaron, and he commanded them to bring out the children of Israel from the land of Egypt. So this El bnei Yisrael ve'el Paro melech Mitzrayim are additions, and I would think that they are kind of like datives of reference. That is, and he commanded them with respect to the children of Israel and with respect to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, because it touches on those two things. It touches on the children of Israel being the ones, the objects of the bringing out, and Pharaoh being the object of the persuasion. They need to persuade him to let them go. So this El here is probably this dative of respect. These types of grammatical constructions come from Latin and Greek, but I think many, many times they are relevant to Hebrew, something that people don't like to bring out, I think, because they think Hebrew is a different kind of animal, and I really don't think so. I think a lot of the time what's relevant to other ancient languages is also displayed in Hebrew in many ways. Anyway, that is the end of our text. I'm going to look at that. Toda rabba l'chulchem al shituf ha'pe'ula, for your participating. Do you guys have anything you would like to add or comment on? What do you think of the reading, and how's it going with our progress?
I like it.
Yeah?
It's good.
Yeah.
You enjoy the reading? All right. Today I thought was good. I got to stick some Jehovah stuff in there. That's it.
Anti-Jehovah stuff.
I watched a new video of Nehemiah Gordon this week. He's got 2 new videos out from this messianic synagogue that he's working with. I don't know, but it's interesting. I might make something up about it. I think my connection is dying because I see Jonathan and Colton popping in and out.
Well,
Yeah,
I've heard
well,
everything
we're
that you
here.
said.
Yep.
Yeah, you
We're
seem
here.
stable.
We're doing fine.
All right. And you love my sparkly shirt.
Yeah.
It's not really sparkly this week, but you can see the bookcase behind me.
Yeah,
Really sure.
you're just translucent.
You're more spirit
just funny.
than physical.
Yes. All right. Well, I hope that everybody got something out of this session. We're going to pick up our translation into Biblical Hebrew in the next hour.
I really love doing this. It's like, I just, some of this stuff is just so iconic. And to actually read in the original what I've learned all my life, in translation is just, I don't know, just personally, it's a thrill. I mean, that's how big
it's also a different experience from when you go to the synagogue and hear the reading, because when they do the reading in public, it's so fast. And if you can follow it, you're lucky. We slow it down and we break it down and go over what it means. So it's a bit different. That's why we can only do one aliyah. We can't do more, because if we took the whole text, it would take too long.
Yeah.
Anyway, I appreciate you guys joining me. And Muriel out in the audience, we would have liked to have you on camera too. So maybe next week.
Was Adele out there?
No, Adel wasn't here today. At least as far as I know.
He said he would. All right, fellas, this was grand. You take care.
You too.
All right. Take care,
looks
everybody.
Looks like Jason disconnected.
I got
Jonathan.
I got it. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.